I find people are reflections of their histories. You love the show and you've had it before. What do you think you're running from, Jamie?
I think I'm running to help people. Like I love using my mind. I think my happiest thing is when I can use my mind to help people. And so I'm probably running from, where I was, as a kid. I was definitely like, I was not the coolest person. And I'll just say I was not the coolest person in school. Like I did not have, I had definitely my share of incidents where like, looking back, like I would have liked to have been the cooler person. So maybe there's something about that made me turn to that. But I think the inventor in me, I just see problems everywhere and I want to solve them. And probably the hardest thing I had to learn was you can't solve every problem for everyone because then you do nothing. And so it was like how to focus that energy was what took me a while to learn, and it took me till I got older sort of to sort of harness.
I feel so sorry for Melissa and your team because we did so much work on this, but I'm just totally freewheeling. You mentioned like not being like necessarily cool as a kid. I wasn't either, and I'm a people pleaser as a result. I desperately seek other people's approval and always try and please other people. Sucks when you're a manager and a CEO, by the way.
Yeah.
Not a good trait. Are you a people pleaser as a result? And I guess what advice would you have for me? Always looking for people's affirmation.
I think I certainly do. I always say I don't have an ego, but I certainly like people seeing me successful. That was certainly a way to, I would say, looking back, it's not terrible that people had to send me emails saying like, wow, I can't believe where you've gotten to. Like that's, again, I don't think it's the reason you should do it, but it doesn't hurt. Yeah. But I think also, a lot of entrepreneurship is like reality distortion. You have to believe in something that's so much bigger and crazier than what can actually be accomplished that I think when you're a kid and you're in that position, like one thing I learned, so I moved schools because I was like literally like ostracized from my high school. And I like moved my parents were like very nice because they were middle class and I went to the private school and like they paid for me, to go. And it was a little bit of a hardship. And so, but I like, when I got there, I was just like, I'm going to be the cool kid now. And like, I just made up this sort of like this life. Cause by the way, screw it. Like, why not? And I think that's part of entrepreneurship is like, you gotta like a little bit, you gotta make it up because when you're in your garage building a doorbell, if you really told people like what you really felt and where you were at, you probably would never make it. And so you have to say, yeah, like I'm going to build the biggest security company ever in the history of the world. I mean, you got to like be a little crazy. So maybe that's what taught me that.